So Luke, tell us about the hat. It's a bit of a retro look today, the Strikeforce hat. Is that one of the favourites out of the wardrobe that you decided to rock for UFC 229?
Man in Black, we're going to Connor's funeral.
You told us the other day on our show that you probably weren't going to make it out here. What changed your mind? What brings you out here? How come you decided to come all of a sudden?
There's a lot of complications, different things, but I was in California and the coaching staff is here, and I figured this is the best place for me to get training and obviously come support Khabib in this venture and a lot of things I can get done pre-fight for the
Talk to us about that. How much of a sort of part were you of Khabib's preparations for this one, especially in this past fight week?
I'm always there to lend him a few words, and it's been a long time. Khabib first came in the gym, and I kind of took him under my wing and took him through the ranks of AK and showed him the routes and the best ways to go. And the fucking kid would outwork me everywhere. And so, I've always been there for him. He's always been there for me. And, I'm excited for this week, man. Go talk to him, make sure his head's in the right place. And it doesn't need much, man. He's 26-0.
What do you think you'll say to him sort of in that locker room moments before he goes out there and takes on Conor McGregor?
Same as always, relaxation. He knows that, man. He's more sure of himself than anybody I've ever met, man. When he's out there, he's so relaxed. You've seen him in the cage. He's relaxed. He's confident. He talks his way through it. He knows exactly what he's doing and how he's going to go about doing it. So, just reconfirm those thoughts and make sure he goes in on, changes the angles and comes in relaxed and confident and just pushes his pace and fights his fight.
Your rematch with Chris Weidman's coming up pretty quickly. How are you structuring your training camp? Because I know you train a bit in California and then obviously in Florida at Hard Knocks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in California for other businesses, but for the most of my training is at Hard Knocks. There's a lot of good, hungry fighters that keep me on my toes, and that's what it is, man. It's you gotta be sharp. You gotta stay on your toes, and you gotta stay challenged. There's not always a challenging foe always at AK these days for my size guy, I would say.
Right.
With Kane and DC and all the boys out. So I'm gonna go back, finish my camp tomorrow, and go back to Fort Lauderdale and just grind away.
Speaking of guys your size, one of your teammates at Hard Knocks, Steve Mowry, got a huge win in Bellator a couple weeks ago. How good is this kid? Just being as young as he is and really having a great record.
Steve is a tough character. So he's on his way to the top. I'm sure at that heavyweight division. He's a physique. He's an athlete there. There's a lot of tough guys coming out of there.
What was appealing about this Weidman fight for you?
What's that?
What was appealing about this fight with Weidman for you?
It's a number one contender fight at Madison Square Garden. It's East Coast, it's West Coast. It's you want to shut up and leave no doubt. Chris is the man. He beat Kelvin Gastelum. He proved himself. He's still there. Kelvin's the hottest fighter, other than a few of us here. So Chris put him away in good fashion. I go out and put Chris away. It says something. It obviously speaks for itself, and I'm not going out like that. I'm going out the way I want to go out, and I'm going to go out on top.
You seem pretty set on going to 205. Why the change?
I'm older. I'm 33. The weight doesn't come off as easy, and the division's open, man. I like my body at that weight. I feel better. I'm more powerful, more athletic. There's not a lot of guys that I don't feel comfortable matching up with, and as long as DC's out of the way, I'm gonna go challenge.
This is the last one at 185 for you think?
I never confirm everything.
Maybe.
And I can't say anything, but I'm gonna go out there and I expect to perform to my best ability. I wasn't happy with the way things went last time. I had a bad weight cut. I didn't get to where I wanted to be and obviously perform the way I wanted to. So I expect to better that. There's a lot of complications I'm going to avoid and stay healthy and go out there and perform.
Did you ever ask the UFC to have this Weidman rematch at 205 pounds?
I did.
Okay.
I said they presented the thing. I was like, how about 205? Weidman unfortunately declined.
Okay.
So if he wanted 85, we'll do it at 85. We'll finish this thing. Weidman's a tough character. It's not the personal. It's his business, man. I like the fight. We're not, two of the best fighters in the world. He's ranked number 3. I'm ranked number 2. That's what we do.
Did you get a chance to find out why he didn't want to fight at 205? Because that's something that he's entertained in the past as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I haven't heard him talk about it recently. But way back when, yes. But obviously, he knows I like to. It's tougher to me to make the weight, so who knows? Maybe it's tactics, but I'll be fine. I'm gonna cut this weight right. I'm gonna get this thing down and simple as long. I love Australia, but it's a little complicated to fly to Australia to get your diet right, to work everything, the weigh-ins and how they presented it in fight early in the morning. There was a lot of complications where I didn't get recovered to where I should have been, and it'll be different this time around.
Since you're eyeing 205, Luke, what are your thoughts on John Jones coming back in 15 months, that suspension from USADA?
It's a bit early. I don't know, man. I'm not really. This USADA thing is it's getting kind of interesting. I've been dealing with them a little bit this week. I know DC's been dealing with them a little this week. There's they should choose to attack the right people,
Dealing with them how?
not the wrong.
Dealing with them how? Like, what do you mean? When you say you've been dealing with these guys?
Just failures and how they are attacking certain people for certain reasons that, when they should be, doing their job in the first place. Not go after the innocent.
You still have faith in the process? You still have faith in the program?
We'll see.
What do you think
As of right now, it's not. I'm not.
What do you think about
Not
the
seeing
rumors?
too clearly.
Sorry. What do you think about the rumors around DC possibly being stripped of his light heavyweight belt? If he did get stripped, do you think that would be a fair move by the UFC?
I haven't heard the rumors, but we'll see, man. That's the complications of holding two belts. It's where you're gonna go. And DC, we all know he really enjoys that extra weight, and so we'll see him coming back down. I don't like it. As a friend, I don't want to see him come back down. So I think he's much better suited at heavyweight, and I'd like to see him stay there for the future, for the end of his career.
The dynamic between you and Chris this time around, is it going to be different with the rematch? Because I remember back to the first time, it was a bit personal, it got pretty prickly, especially during fight week. So is it going to be different this time around?
You never know until you're there. I feel good about it. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna do my job. Like I said, this is business, man. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna do what I have to do to win this fight. Chris is it's an interesting matchup. We'll see where his head is come this time around. I don't expect it to get as personal. I think we both know each other through and through now, and we're gonna fight. It's gonna be a great fight, and I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna put it on him. I'm not shying away from this fight. I'm not backing up. I'm moving forward, and I'm gonna put him on his ass.
Are we gonna see another finish in the rematch?
I believe so. I've seen this fight a lot. I run it through my head over and over, and it's hard for me to see him getting past the second round.
From your perspective, the first match, a lot of people say that Chris was actually winning it up until he threw that spinning kick, I think. What was kind of your recollection of that? Because some other people thought it was very different.
You'll have to find out in round 5. Round 5 will tell the tale. You want to talk about spinning kicks? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna put it on him. I'm gonna show who was the better fighter. I fought Chris on staff, on antibiotics. This is different. I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna prep my body right, and I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna handle this thing. I'm a better fighter than any of the guys. When I'm on my game, when I'm healthy, when I'm in there, there's no one that can fuck with me in this game. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna blast through these guys.
You said it was a title, and they've actually told you you will fight for a title if you beat Chris this time?
I've been told a lot of things, and there's not much else. We have one guy in front of me that can't make weight, and it is seemingly moving up. So I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna go put him away like nobody else has, and I'm gonna let that speak for itself. I'm gonna take my shot.
It looks like right now the main event of your card in New York is going to be Shevchenko versus Eubanks. Probably not the main event that you were expecting when you signed that bout agreement. Your thoughts on that?
I don't have much to say about it. I really don't personally know of the other girl, Shevchenko. I've heard of it, but it's an interesting play. We'll see. I mean, we got some firepower on the card. We got some firepower, no doubt. So we'll perform. We'll make the card just worth everyone's while. The main events don't always tell the tale. You got to put a title online sometimes, I guess.
We were talking about DC a second ago, and you were pretty outspoken about not liking the Brock Lesnar fight, not liking the message it sent by him coming back. Have you changed your opinion of that, or do you think that's the right fight for DC to go out?
I want DC to get paid, and if that's what it is. But I'm in a sport where you're sell the baddest men on the planet, not the fakest men on the planet, and that's unfortunately the way this sport has gone lately. And I think they're losing a lot of fan base. They're gaining the wrong fan base and losing the right fan base. And you sell the best fighters in the world, not the loudest, fakest fighters in the world. So people want to see the best. That's all it comes down to.
Would a Khabib win kind of be a victory for that sort of? I mean, Conor's backed it up time after time in the octagon, but he's obviously a different kind of persona than Khabib. As far as who he is as a fighter, would a Khabib win kind of be a victory for that sort of the best guy winning and not necessarily the guy who talks the most?
Let's not get this wrong. I mean, Conor is the best and Khabib is the best. You have two of the best fighters in the world. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous for Khabib. I'm not saying this is easy, but I know Conor what he's capable of, and he's definitely accurate with his strikes off the bat. And so Conor's loud, but he walks the talk, And Khabib is that humble, quiet, most disciplined, relentless human being I've ever come across. And so he's humble, he's quiet, he's relentless, he's everything. And you have to appreciate that. And I learned to appreciate that early on, many years ago when he first came to AK.